We invite you to just close your eyes, relax, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Namo Namah Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vigna Karadura Hamari.
Namaste. Welcome to our weekly online satsang. Satsang being a Sanskrit word that means roughly spiritual community. Literally means community of truth. Whenever two or more people who are on the path of awakening into oneness, the flowering of the heart, living in truth, come together to share their journeys, we have a satsang. And we multiply one another's strength and inner peace exponentially. So we're so glad you're here. It's really time for the world to shift. Way overdue. We need to shift from the global insanity of a worldwide culture of competition, conflict, and violence into a new world of cooperation, harmony, and peace. And that's only really going to happen when the human heart shifts into unconditional love. And that means the heart of the collective consciousness. That happens one person at a time, but we're moving toward a day where enough of us have shifted that the entire collective consciousness of humanity will shift. You see, we're not 8 billion individual separate beings. We are 8 billion quirky embodiments of one being and one universal consciousness. And so we, as a species, humanity, need to shift as a whole. And that's what we're working toward, one person at a time. Through these satsangs, there's so many other, countless spiritual communities throughout the world that are working toward this same end. In our gatherings, the Flowering Heart Satsang is really not a formal membership of any kind. We come from different teachers, different teachings, different spiritual backgrounds. What we have in common is the journey of awakening and transformation of consciousness. And people join us from all over the world, from other countries and other continents. In this way, the internet has really helped us to transcend boundaries, geographical boundaries and idealistic and national boundaries, to really connect with our brothers and sisters around the world. We're so glad that you're here. We share throughout these webcast satsangs what we call the Flowering Heart Blessing. It is a direct transmission of divine presence, awakened consciousness, grace, and unconditional love. You're basking in it right now. And you'll continue to just bask in it through the rest of the satsang tonight. And we invite you to join us that when the Divine showed us the Flowering Heart Blessing, which we'll give in very intensely directed ways further on into our satsang this evening, but it's being poured out to you right now. And the Divine said that when you've received this blessing just once, if you connect with it, and you like it, and you'd like it to flow through your life to other people, just invite the Divine to pour the Flowering Heart Blessing through you. Well, you're soaking in it right now, so just invite the Divine to pour the blessing through you to all who join us this evening, and to everyone who will view this video recording or the audio of it at any time in the future. Thing about spirit, even energy takes time to go from one place to another. If we were to send prana or chi or vital breath from here to another country, if we were powerful enough to do that, it would take some time to get there. But spirit is everywhere simultaneously. So when we send the Flowering Heart Blessing to someone in Australia, they instantly feel it and receive it. And that's true if they're just viewing this and connecting with it 10 years after we did it. There's no separation in time or in space when it comes to spirit. So please join us in sending the Flowering Heart Blessing. If you'd like to know more about it, go to our website, floweringheart.org, O-R-G. And on the home page and various other places throughout the website, there are links to a 36-minute video initiation where we explain the Flowering Heart Blessing in a little more depth, and we have a guided meditation to lead you or anyone who listens to it to receive that activation. And we encourage you, if you don't have a blessing circle or group where you are, just invite a friend or two and go to our website and hit play. And 36 minutes later, you'll have a friend or two that are just ready, because that video is so anointed by the Spirit to begin to share the blessing, and you'll have a group ongoing. You don't need to feel confident about explaining it or talking to people. And you can download that video too. It's wide open for you to download to your computer or burn it to a CD, whatever you want to do with it. Share it with people and use it to activate and to raise up blessing circles, blessing groups, wherever you are. What else do we need to announce? Anything? Happy Holy Week.
Yes.
This is, in the Christian tradition, the week leading up to Christ's crucifixion on Good Friday, his resurrection after sundown on Saturday sometime, and Easter Sunday, which is really the biggest celebration in the Christian world. It's not Christmas, even though people make a big deal about Christmas. It's really about the resurrection of the Lord Christ. And we're not going to be doing a service. We encourage people, if they have a connection to the Christic tradition, to go to their own community. We will have an interfaith communion with the Cosmic Christ on the 27th.
Following weekend.
The following weekend. But anyway, happy Holy Week and Resurrection Day upcoming. I don't think we have any other announcements, actually.
Likes or loves?
Oh, yeah. Give us, please, if you're on Facebook Live, a like or a love, a thumbs up or a heart, or whatever emoji expresses your feelings. And we go in after the webcast, and during the week after, I look, because many more people watch this on the days between one Monday and the next. But, you know, if you're here now, do it now. And if you're visiting this recording sometime in the week after we did it, or at any time, give it a like or a love on Facebook, and send you special hugs and blessings, I promise. If you're on Vimeo, you can enter in the chat right there. Just, hi, it's me, and tell us your name, and we'll send blessings to you too. I don't know what you do if you're watching on LinkedIn or YouTube. You'll figure out a way.
You're still getting blessings from watching the video.
Email us, Michael@floweringheart.org or Suzanne @floweringheart.org. And we would love to hear from you, and we'll send you blessings. So we like to open it at this point to questions and answers about the spiritual journey that really catalyze the divine to give Suzanne and me inspiration to share with you. And it helps all of us, because even though our journeys are very different, they all have parallels. We go through similar experiences along the way at some point or another. So if you're just open to ask about some area of the spiritual journey where you'd like some more clarity, some more insight, I know it will move God to bless all of us. I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about that, but I'm going to read these first two comments. Stacy writes, I followed your guidance last week regarding the fallout from betrayal and fully felt the anger and the sorrow. I feel significantly better this week. Thank you so much for your wise counsel.
Nice.
Well, thank you for putting it into practice. That's what really matters. The point being is to allow yourself to fully feel your feelings so they don't just fester and possess you and eat you up. And it really works.
Good job, Stacy.
And Julio, our dear friend Julio Contreras, writes, Hello, dearest Michael and Suzanne. Liselot and I say hello and send you both our deepest gratitude for your generous contribution to elevating the individual and collective consciousness for many years. Much love, light and blessings to both of you, along with your family and everyone else. And blessings back to you, Julio and Liselot. We love you very much. It's wonderful to hear from you. You know, I've been working on the sound because ever since we got the new camera, and it turns out it was a download of an update on our studio software, and the gain was turned way down on our microphones. I had no idea. I was trying everything on our mixer, and nothing that I did would fix it. So I think it's okay now. Let us know if it sounds okay to you. And while I was testing it, I decided to do a test broadcast to Facebook. It's about 30 seconds or so of a shot of our whole meditation room, this end of our spiritual center, which is a converted house. We also live here. And we've had over 300 views of our living room over the last couple days. Which, I mean, it is. We don't use it as a living room. We really use it as a satsang room, and we do spiritual retreat work and processes here. But I thought it was so interesting that so many people dropped into Flowering Heart Center just over the last couple days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sound is okay. Well, okay doesn't sound great, so I'm going to go in. If it's just okay, I have more work to do, clearly. I thought it was going to be great. It's okay, it got to me, and okay. So while you think about it, and that's what you've been saying every week. Everybody was saying it was okay, and it really wasn't okay. Bad. It was horrible. I went in and listened to it, and everything was just faded out. And I can turn it up even more and make it richer. So don't just tell me it's okay. Tell me what it needs. So while you think about questions you might ask, I'm going to go to inspiringquotes.com and an article by Christina Wright. Christina is a coffee-fueled writer, living happily ever after with her family in the suburbs of Richmond, Virginia. And we've shared some of her articles and collections of quotes in the past. This is called Quotes to Motivate You to Take a Risk. So here's what she has to say about that. Extreme sports aside, most people are averse to taking unnecessary risks. It's not a flaw in our personalities. In fact, playing it safe is actually an evolutionary adaptation. We see a similar instinct in nature. When resources are abundant, animals will take fewer risks. Yet for us humans, risk aversion taken to the extreme can mean missing out on life-changing opportunities. Though it can be difficult to take a chance, one quality that successful people share is the willingness to try new things, even if their attempt might end in failure. From artists and writers to inventors and athletes, these quotes about taking risks can help you find the motivation you need to roll the dice, make a leap, and reach for that amazing goal. And here we go. We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. A blossom must break the sheath it has been sheltered by. Phyllis Bottomang. Damn everything that is grim, dull, motionless, unrisking, inward turning. Damn everything that won't get in the circle, that won't enjoy, that won't throw its heart into the tension, surprise, fear, and delight of the circus, the round world full of existence. Sister Helen Kelly. Don't expect that from a sister. I think that means she's a religious, generally, a nun. You will never stub your toe standing still. The faster you go, the more chance there is of stubbing your toe. But the more chance you have of getting somewhere. Charles F. Kettering. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali. If we listened to our intellect, we'd never have a love affair. We'd never have a friendship. We'd never go in business because we'd be cynical. Well, that's nonsense. You're going to miss life. You've got to jump off the cliff all the time and build your wings on the way down. Ray Bradbury. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. To keep our faces toward change and behave like free spirits in the presence of fate is strength undefeatable. Helen Keller. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out just how far one can go. T.S. Eliot. Simple logic. Like I said before, your body is not a temple. It's an amusement park. Enjoy the ride. Anthony Bourdain. The men who succeed best in public life are those who take the risk of standing by their own convictions.
Who is that by?
What?
Who is that by?
Oh, that was by James Garfield. I believe that one of life's greatest risks is never daring to risk. Do the one thing you think you cannot do. Fail at it. Try again. Do better the second time. Oprah Winfrey. Everybody knows Oprah. I wonder if people know who James Garfield and some of these other people we've been naming in today's world even know who these folks are. Helen Keller, a lady who was blind and deaf and learned to speak and write articulately. Blind and deaf and dumb. Amazing. Brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you go on even though you're scared. Angie Thomas. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. Steve Jobs. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Katrina says, well, I hear you nice and clear.
There we go. Thank you.
That helps. We don't want to be okay. We want to excel. we want it to reach your heart. And I see no more questions. Oh, wait a minute, John Lewis. I watched From Christ to Constantine on PBS yesterday. Their description of baptism seemed one and the same as my spiritual experience. Well, that must be affirming to you. What was it, my friend? So we can all enjoy. It's good to know, and maybe we'll watch it at your recommendation, but what is the description of baptism that seems one and the same as your spiritual experience? I think I know, but I'm not going to put words in your mouth. So if you want to share it, feel free. You look over here and see if anyone's ventured out here at Vimeo. Hi, this is Kyle. Thank you for the blessings. I send some too. Well, we'll be sending more to you as well along the way. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Well, we'll give it another minute or two, and then I guess, unless God decides to drop into our hearts some teaching, usually the way it works in satsang, it's in response to a question, a query that you make about your own experience, or just something that you're pondering about spirituality and the spiritual journey. Guess everyone's basking tonight. That's okay. It's happened before. It's very rare. Katrina says, but I don't need to hear you to feel your beautiful energy. Okay, thank you. Feel yours too. So John had a very powerful spiritual experience in his life that changed everything, where he realized there was no judgment, and everything was a whole new beginning. Baptism is either, for some, I guess people have experienced it as an empty ritual. The Easter Vigil on Holy Saturday is the highest liturgy, actually, of the Christian year. It's not Easter Sunday. It's not any of the others. It's the Easter Vigil on this coming Saturday night among Catholics, where adults who have embraced Christ are being baptized. And if it's done right and people's hearts are prepared, people come out of that experience literally feeling born again. That just all of the darkness and the burden that they'd been carrying their whole lives up to that point just literally washes away. Not in a little teeny bucket of water, but in an ocean of the Spirit where the soul is immersed and dissolves in oneness, and in a sense goes through death and rebirth and emerges from the waters of the Spirit as a whole new being. That's what it really should be. All of those religious rituals and sacramental rituals that many churches celebrate have a powerful reality behind them. And it's been my passion, among many things. We're interfaith ministers, so we minister to Buddhists and Hindus and Jews, and I have some dear Muslim friends, and we have very different ideas about things, and yet the same God, and we feel it, and we have more in common than the things that differentiate us at this point, which makes it so much fun. But for the part of my ministry that's been Christian for decades, it's been to bring that powerful spiritual reality of liberation, of freedom, of healing. I mean, the Christ, when he walked on earth, healed everyone who came to him and asked for healing. Whole multitudes of the single word. That's strong stuff. And he said, if you actually believe in me, you'll do the same thing. And I look around, and it's so sad to see that so many believers don't believe that they can be the embodiment of light that can bring release, liberation, illumination, and healing to multitudes of people. But guess what? You can. Ekaterina asks, can you tell us all the reasons why Jesus had to die for us?
It's an appropriate question for this time of year.
It's a good question. The fact that in prayer on Thursday night in the Garden of Gethsemane, he had a choice. Means he didn't have to. He felt compelled. It was the will he felt of the Heavenly Father that he do that. And there were several reasons, but everything that Jesus did in his life was as an example to his disciples and to all that would follow what a human life could be if it was fully in union with the divine and fully surrendered to the divine will, that's major. He was fulfilling a lot of prophecy for the Jewish people who had thousands of years of history of a very special walk with God. And certain prophecies were given that he fulfilled every one of them. And the crucifixion was one of them. And how they cast lots for his clothes, gambled over them, how he was pierced in his hands and his feet. All of that is in the Psalms. And so he was fulfilling that to show the spiritual leaders of his day that he was the fulfillment of those prophecies. But part of it was that he would take upon himself the collective darkness of humanity. We've been trying to get rid of karma and our collective human darkness for countless millennia. And the thing is that we haven't succeeded as individuals. And so the Christ, as an aspect of the divine that's always existed, the Christ is more than Jesus of Nazareth that Christians believe was an incarnation, but the Christ is that aspect of the divine that's pure compassion. And part of the definition of compassion is to feel with another their suffering, and to feel with the other their desperate need to be liberated from their suffering and from their bondage. So there's an aspect of the divine that feels that very strongly and feels tremendous compassion for the limitations that we as individuals have to free ourselves and to free all of humanity. So part of what Christ did was to embrace the collective darkness of humanity and to go into the deepest hell realm. These hell realms are described in great detail by the Hindus and the Tibetan Buddhists. And so he did that, and it couldn't hold him because he had actually done nothing to break the spiritual laws of the universe. He was fully in the light, fully in oneness with God, but took it and sank into the deepest pit with it, and well, it couldn't hold him, which was a big surprise. So he came bursting up through the gates of death and reanimated his body and eventually ascended physically, which is something, actually, the physical ascension might surprise you, that Muslims believe that Jesus actually physically ascended. They have different beliefs about him dying. But what he did is he created, and Suzanne always liked this, like an icebreaker. He went into the deepest pit and blew the doors off of it. It says that he preached the truth to souls that had been imprisoned in darkness from ancient times, and he led them up into the light. And he, like an icebreaker, he cut a path from the deepest hell realm up through all the bardos, through all the lokas, through all the dimensions. He cut up through it right up into the light. And so in a way it was, the Jacob's ladder. Jacob envisioned in a dream this ladder that went all the way up. And so that pathway was opened, and in order for him to do that, he had to die. But death couldn't hold him. So, and why that should be so shocking to so many of my friends who, I've spent a lot of time in India, who believe that Mahavatar Babaji is an immortal yogi. And I have Taoist master friends who believe that Ludong Bin, the Taoist chief of the Taoist immortals, was physically immortal and ascended physically into the heaven realms. It shouldn't be so shocking that this guy did that. So that's what Easter's about, and that's why he had to do it. And by connecting with him, there's this tremendous liberation that can take place and open the pathway directly into the light for us. So, I could say a lot more about it, but I've probably already said too much. You want to add anything?
Nope.
Did I leave anything out?
Just that's the foundation for, his promise of he's liberated us and forgiven us of our sins, and usually throw that in.
Well, there's all that. But people trip over that sin word, and it's really just karma. It's that we reap what we sow. And we have sown so many seeds of destruction, not just us individually, but the human race. Look what we're doing right now. And so what he has done releases a grace that can free humanity from the consequences, not all of the pain from realizing what we've done and it breaking our hearts, but from the consequences of it, and take us right into the light. He said, I'll come to receive you to myself, that where I am you may be also. John writes, to find God and the perfection of oneself, that there is nothing to fear here and the hereafter. And there was more. Yeah, John has had a beautiful experience.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing a little of it again. Indeed, there's nothing to fear. Perfect love casts out fear. Fear has torment. And where we are fully open to the divine presence, to the light of the divine, fear disappears. It's like going into a dark room and just turning on the light. Where's the darkness go? It's just gone. And that's what happens when the veil is pulled back and we have a direct revelation of the divine presence. So, I highly encourage it. There are various ways to go, but like they say, all roads lead home. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions, and it looks like a good time to invite everyone to let me just check over here, one more minute. Okay. So just close your eyes if you would. And invoke the divine presence in your heart. The great Muslim Sufi prophet Rumi said, "You are not a drop of the divine ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. The fullness of the Godhead is within you. It's not way, way up over your head. It's not way, way out there in the universe far, far away. It is within you. At the center of your being. divine source itself. And it is pure love. The divine presence loves you beyond your wildest imagination. It's often likened to the love of a mother for her child, but that's just a metaphor. The love of the divine for you is beyond any other love that exists in the universe. There is no distance between you and this God, for in God you live and move and have your being. This divine presence that is pure, unconditional love means there are no strings attached. It loves you without any conditions. It is all-knowing. It knows everything you've done, everything you might still be hiding from yourself, everything you'll ever do in the future, and still loves you infinitely and unconditionally. It is all-wise. It knows the way. It is all-powerful. It can do anything. And it yearns to set you free from suffering, the illusion of separation and duality. Just receive the love and the grace that is shining within you. It's pouring out within you and upon you. Soak it up and drink it in. Let it flood your heart with the light of awakening grace. There's nothing you need to say or do, just receive. It's pouring out to you. It's shining within you. It shines out through your illumined heart into your soul, and it dissolves all the negative emotions and programming and wrong thinking and floods your soul with divinely inspired thoughts and feelings and plans and programs. It shines out into your physical body. It heals you all dis-ease. Just accept it. Allow it. Drink it in. Breathe it in. More and more and more. Keep receiving it and breathing it in. Shines into your relationships to heal them and set them right. It shines out through you into the world to catalyze everyone and everything around you into awakening, into union with the divine. Whispering words of wisdom, let it be. circle, all of us together. Keep your eyes closed, but lift up your hands and open your palms facing forward. Let us together invite the divine to pour the flowering heart blessing through every one of us to each other. It shines through your heart, it shines and pours through your hands into all the others sitting in the circle. And it shines and flows through them back to you as we awaken together. Flower into one heart, one love, one being. Picture, imagine, visualize the earth in the center of our circle. The beautiful, translucent blue pearl in space. Let us take a strong intention and invite the divine to pour grace through our intentions and our prayers, through our blessings, to the earth and all the beings living on it, to melt away fear and hatred and anger, and to flood the hearts of every sentient being on earth with the light of divine love and unquenchable life. Just keep gazing without looking away in at least one of our eyes. As we begin the light meditation, Suzanne and I are flooded with oceans of love, grace, and light. It pours through our whole being to you, but especially through our eyes, the windows of the sun. As you just keep looking, the light streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into your spiritual heart of hearts, causing the flames of divine love, the light of awakening, to glow brighter and brighter and brighter within you. There's nothing to do but just keep looking and listening. Close your eyes now. Meditate with us for a few more minutes as the grace settles within. The prophet Isaiah said, "Surely he has borne our sicknesses and carried our pains. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised by our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. And through his wounds, through his suffering, we are healed." Let it be so. Himself took our infirmities and bore our sicknesses and carried our pains, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes, by whose wounds, you were healed. May it be so. We love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Have a joyous Easter week, and until we see you again, know that the divine in us beholds the divine within you, and we bow to you. Namaste.
Namaste.